Hey, Brian Young here. In today's video, we're going to discuss adding user permissions, so adding users to your Amazon selling account. So you want to hire people to do book listing for you, and you want them, they're going to need to be able to access your Amazon account. There is some tricky ways that you can do it. I mean, you can have them, basically put the shipment together, and you can send them the barcodes, and you go back and forth a few times. I know people that do it that way, but there's another way to do it. I think it's a more simple way, a more time efficient way, and that's just to give them limited access to your selling account. I'm going to show you how to do that. So you can set it up so that people can access, your book listers can access your account without getting access to all your private information, your banking information, sales information. I mean, literally, you select only the things that they need to see, and that's it. And it's pretty easy to do. So from Amazon Seller Center, from the home page, go up to the upper right-hand corner here under Settings, and you go down, you click on User Permissions. From this user permissions screen, you're going to enter in the email address of the person that you would like to add to your account. So you use their email address. You could give out your email address and your password, but this is a way better approach because you're going to give them, they're going to essentially set up their own Amazon selling account that's paired with yours, so to speak. So they're going to have their own access. So if they lose their password, then they'll just go through the traditional steps to get a new password sent to them, as opposed to having to wake you up in the middle of the night and have you help them log on or get them a new password or whatever. So the first step is you enter their email address. So I'm going to put in my secondary email address here. And then you hit Send Invitation. It says your invitation has been sent to the following email addresses, profitsourcing@gmail.com. And then you wait. So before you set up any user permissions, before you tell them what they can and cannot access on Amazon Seller Central, you sent them this initiating email. Now I'm going to click over to my profitsourcing@gmail.com email address so you can see from the recipient side what this looks like. So you can see I got an email right here saying, invitation to become a Seller Central user for Young Life, which is the name of our company. You can scroll down. This is the email that they're going to get from you. Just going to have your information plugged in. But it walks them through the simple steps to get set up. So it says go to this URL. You're going to need to create a new user account, or you can use your existing Amazon customer account if you'd like. So if they've already logged into Amazon, which they probably have, they can just enter their own username and password. Then when you have successfully registered with Seller Central, you'll see a special confirmation code. And what you're telling them in this email is that you want them to tell you that confirmation code. Once you have verified the confirmation code, you can start using Seller Central by going to this link. Typically takes with 72 hours. And I don't know why they throw 72 hours on there. You can literally set this up in minutes. But that's good to know. So this form email that you're sending them is going to say that they need to get a confirmation code and they need to provide that to you so you can finish their registration process. So let's go ahead and click on that URL. After clicking on that URL, you're brought to this page right here. It's a login page. And they'll have to enter their email address and then their password. If they already have an Amazon account that's associated with that email address that you sent the user permission invitation to, they can just enter that information here and hit sign in. If not, if they haven't signed up for an Amazon account, they'll need to put in their email address and then click no, I need a password, and then hit this sign in button here. And they fill out this simple form. Then they'll have to choose their own password. Okay, so it says you have been invited to become a registered user of Seller Central for Young Life at www.amazon.com. Your confirmation code is right here. So then what they should do is they should copy this confirmation code, head on back over here to this email address. They can reply and just say, paste that, have them paste that confirmation code in with something similar to I've been able, something like that. They can send that to you. Okay, so we'll go back to Seller Central from our perspective and hit continue here. Now it's going to ask us to re-sign in because we were signed in as that other user. So we'll hit sign in here. Okay, so when you get to this page, it's going to say pending users up here, and this is the one. It has the confirmation code right here. So I'll want to check my email address just to make sure that these match up, and they do. So you can go ahead and hit confirm. Now it's not going to give them permission to do anything. In fact, the default status for new users is they get access to nothing. Like they can log into a blank screen. So don't worry. By hitting confirm here, you're not giving them access to anything yet. It says you've successfully confirmed Brian Young as a Seller Central user. So now I can return to the account manager, or I can add user permissions. So if we're going to add user permissions. Now you're brought to this page right here, and you have a lot of options of what you can have them view and what you can have them edit. If you want them to be an administrator and literally have power over everything involving inventory and pricing and advertising, you can click on these boxes, but definitely not advisable. But just go down the list and ask yourself the questions. Item classification guide, none. Manage FBA inventory and shipments. So for somebody who's listing books for us, yes, we want them to be able to view and edit that. Manage inventory and add a product. Yes, because if you're using programs like ScanLister, they're going to have to go into your manage inventory. They're going to have to select a bunch of product and then convert those to FBA and create a shipment. So they're going to have access to manage inventory. Now, if you're using a program like Inventory Lab, where they're logging into the Seller Central account and going right to the FBA shipments page, then you won't need to worry about this manage inventory one. So you click on that, search suggested, upload inventory. We give them access to this as well. I'm not sure if it's necessary or not, but it just allows them to bulk upload inventory. And for our purposes, you probably don't need to select that. Pricing, they don't have access to that. Advertising, obviously not. Orders, we don't want them to see orders or be able to manage orders at all. Store design, none of that. None of the reports. We don't want them to have any access to any of the sales and the metrics and different feedbacks and things. Settings. So you do give them access for this so that they can change the address that it's being that the shipments are being sent from, so it can calculate the shipping fees properly. Gift, manage cases, shipping settings. We'll hit yes on that one as well. Again, just different things that they need to configure as far as shipping are concerned. You should grant them permission to do that. Image uploading, no, and loan registration, no. So if you feel satisfied with all that you've given them access to, great. If you wanted to set up a test account for this, you could, just to try it out. I don't think you really have to, but if you want to try it out, you can give them some permission to things, and you can just go to the page and take a look at it and see what it looks like, and make sure you're giving them access to everything you want them to have access to, but not too much. So hit continue. This is done. You've successfully modified the permissions highlighted below. So if you scroll down, it's going to show you these are highlighted very faintly, but they're highlighted to show you exactly what you've changed. And so that's it. You'll see profitsourcing@gmail.com down here. If you ever want to edit those permissions or delete those permissions, like this person, let's say this person no longer works for you, you can just hit delete here. It'll remove them. They won't have access to your account any longer. Or if you'd like to edit it, you can do that as well. So now just to show you what it looks like, I'm going to log in as the user that I just granted permission to the account. So I put in my my new user's email address here and password. And so this is what they're going to see. There's a bunch of tabs up here. They're not going to be able to see any of those tabs, like business reports or a few other things that were up here before that are not here any longer. All they get is this. And if they scroll down, I did give them access to buyer messages, but they don't see any seller feedback. They don't see your sales for 7-day, 30-day, 90-day sales or whatever it is that's on that little report. They just have access to what they have here. They can go to manage inventory, manage FBA inventory, inventory planning, add a product, inventory reports, and manage FBA shipments. And so that's it. So hopefully it's helped you understand the steps, the process of getting somebody signed up to have user permissions on your account. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and we'll catch you in the next video.